Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone that can hear the sound of my voice to this week's edition of the Petty and Ill-Informed podcast, where we venture our petty and ill-informed opinions about a variety of topics. Joining me is Nikki. Nikki, how are you?
I am doing good. How are you?
Not bad, thank you very much. So, EastEnders, what's been happening?
Yeah. I don't know if I've ever wanted a child to be horribly tortured before, but I am feeling that way towards most of the teenagers, but especially Joel.
Yeah, Joel's literally the worst. I mean, the way he's treated Avani and acting all smug and recording it,
And
and
she
just,
doesn't even know that
yeah.
he's recorded it yet. Like that's a bombshell for later. And I hope that the girlfriend leaves and the husband, and she kicks the husband and Joel out, because I would.
I gotta be honest. I'm finding it difficult to care about Vicky at all. Like just being real with you.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like her the first time she was on the show. I don't like her like 15 years later.
Yeah.
But
I
you know,
Yeah, it's been a it's been an interesting week. At least it hasn't been super stressful per se.
no.
There have been some moments where you cringed, but by the way, Dead Island 2 is what you're watching, and it is free on Epic Games right now.
Yes, you
Thought
can get this
I'd let
game
y'all know.
100% for free on Epic Games right now. It's the first time in a while Epic Games have given away something that I actually enjoy. But here we are.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it too. Once I found out that you could lure the zombies onto the little wires and stuff and electrocute them, I took way too much advantage out of that.
The environmental kills are pretty damn awesome. I mean, you can see him just kicking them into the pool of
Hmm.
caustic acid right here and trying to figure out what to do next. It took me a long time.
Yeah, I like the fact that you kind of have to puzzle out where certain things are, and
Yeah.
there's a big trunk I want to get into, but I have to have the mailman's key, and I will kill that mailman if he's not already dead for his key. You don't even know. I
He's
want to see
more
what's
than
in that
likely
box.
an elite zombie. They've usually got the keys.
Maybe it's just a big trunk out on the main street, right outside of the mansion that you start out in, Emma's mansion. I see I'm not the only one that uses it excessively either. I will fly kick everyone.
The drop kick is my favourite part of the game. So I'm not even going to lie. I use it a stupid amount whenever I can.
Yeah, I will run away from them just so I could run and watch them fly in slow mo across the screen.
It's like it's there's just something incredibly relaxing. It was like the first game as well. You know, there was just something incredibly relaxing about mowing down a bunch of zombies with ordinary household items.
Yeah, I think that that's why I liked the only reason, honestly, that I liked Left 4 Dead 2 was the guitar and being able to hit things and beat them up with a guitar. I liked having the melee option. I almost prefer it over guns every time.
Yeah, I mean, guns in Left 4 Dead and this are pretty dumb because they make too much noise and attract lots of zombies.
Yeah. But in Left 4 Dead, guns are the usual form of defense. And in this one, I'm running around with a hatchet.
Yeah, an upgraded hatchet.
Yes. And a machete that electrocutes them.
Can't go wrong with an electric machete. That's like in the Bible. Corinthians.
Corinthians or something. Yeah.
Yeah. And the Lord God did say, can't go wrong with an electric machete. Amen.
Amen. No Gabby again, huh?
No, she's getting her car fixed.
Okay. I've just noticed. We have a SoFlo though. Hey SoFlo, how are you doing?
Good old SoFlo.
Yeah, there's not like, I don't know what else to talk about. I'm excited for whatever the crap Tom wants to talk about.
Yeah, we should talk about it now so he can't next week.
Right? He's going to be so disappointed.
Be like, yeah, we already talked about it. He'd still do it though.
Yeah, he would. He'd be like, well, what did you guys say? Let's do the show again.
Bless him.
Yeah. So I'm not sure whether or not the embryos and everything. So I just got finished watching about 30 or so minutes ago. Apparently a massive explosion happened at a Palm Springs fertility clinic or reproduction clinic. I'm not sure. They're asked that the FBI are investigating whether it was deliberate. Like, yeah, you could look and see. I don't know if any embryos were damaged or anything like that, but I'm just thinking about like how painful it must be if they were for some of the families that were waiting for like their IVF cycle.
Plus, bloody IVF is super expensive.
20 grand, and you have less than 0.25% chance of getting pregnant.
So, you know, they could have been waiting. Are they going to get reimbursed? How does that work?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I didn't finish the video. Yeah.
I wonder, is pro-lifers that are doing this?
Let's see. Okay, all their fertile storage was okay. Only one person was killed. So, thankfully. But it looks like a car vehicle, like a exploded. So yeah, apparently everything is okay. Okay.
Was it a
Not really.
Cybertruck?
Someone
Because
died.
that might have not been on purpose.
Yes. Well, you know, if it was a new vehicle anyway, they've proven that you can hack into a car's computer and shut it off, make it accelerate, all of that. You can remotely access someone's car and, you know, you could kill them if you wanted to. So could be a mixture of both. Maybe someone, you know, hacked their own vehicle and drove it into a building
/ terrorist attack.
Right, and that's why, you know, with everybody in the Neuralinks, I'm just like, no. Think about a cyber attack on your brain.
Ew.
Right? It just doesn't seem like a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, that is the future, though, isn't it?
Oh, it is. Like, I really believe that transhumanism is, I mean, it's already here, but I think that it's going to be, I think it's going to stay and it's going to enhance. Nice. Sorry, I was watching the screen. Yeah, I think it's going to stay and enhance. I think that we're going to get more and more into transhumanism. But, you know, we don't want to, the US has already decided that we don't want to quote unquote we don't want to, not limitations, mandate. We don't want to mandate like that kind of stuff in the US because it gets in the way of progress. So like AI and stuff like that, all of these states that have put laws against AI use might be SOL pretty soon because they're wanting to basically go, no, we need to discover and do what we want to do within reason, quote unquote, and not have people mandating what we can and can't do with artificial AI. So it only makes sense that transhumanism is going to become a lot more it's going to just become everyday life.
Imagine if they started making stupid people more intelligent,
They could.
and then they were able to look at all the decisions they make and go, "Oh my God, it was my fault the whole time."
I mean, I think that that's just getting therapy, isn't it? Like just having to go, okay, well, this stuff happened to me, but at some point I did allow certain things. I did enable certain behaviors towards me.
Well, yeah, fair point.
Yeah.
Hey, oh, there was something else I wanted to talk about. The John Wick of dogs.
What? Is there a dog that's just like taking out people
There was
that killed its owner?
No, not his owner.
Oh. Did he have a human pet?
No.
Okay.
Let me just switch this off for a second so I can share the screen. I'm just sorting that out. So this is Casper, the John Wick of dogs.
Love it. I can't. Oh, aw.
Basically, he killed 8 coyotes that were attacking his herd of sheep.
Hell yeah.
And then he disappeared for 2 days. And according to his owner, he was finishing off the rest of the pack.
Wow. Good boy. What a good boy.
So it's kind of like, John Wick goes on a killing spree because they kill his dog. They attacked his sheep. So,
right. And he took out the rest of them. I love that. I love that. That dog would get all the scruffles and lovin's from me and treats. Wow. He was dedicated. What kind of dog is he?
He is a Great Pyrenees.
Okay, that makes sense. I was like, what kind of dog could take on a crap ton of coyotes? Okay, makes sense. Great Pyrenees.
So he came home and he was like, kind of looking at me like, boss, stop looking at how bad I look. Just take care of me.
Oh.
So obviously he needed medical help after he did that, but damn.
I love that.
Can
He
you
took his
imagine?
job very seriously. My brother-in-law had a German Shepherd, and he kept coyotes away from the rest of the animals.
Yeah, they use Alsatians as police dogs over here, so
Yeah.
don't mess with them.
Yeah, I love a good dog, like a big work animal. They're sweet and dedicated. I'm actually really enjoying this game, and I'm very thankful that I can play it without getting sick. As long as I'm not close to the monitor.
Just so everyone knows, she's not talking about the viscera and gore. She's talking about motion sickness.
Yeah, I turned off the blur and all of that stuff, just trying to make it better for myself. But as long as I stay like about 5 feet away from the screen, I'm good.
I don't know. I didn't used to like motion blur, but I've come to appreciate it.
I can't do it. It just makes me sick. I also turn the FPS up as high as it would go.
I've got it set to 60.
It was originally at 60. I turned it up higher so that, you know, that I've heard that it helps with motion sickness. At least it's not gonna. Ooh, I might be able to play like the BioShock games again without being drugged up the whole time.
I've
Because, like,
never been able to make my Bioshock 2 work without it crashing a bunch of times. Just to, but it is a terrible game, so there's no worries.
I played BioShock Infinite and I was taking Antivert, prescription medication for vertigo, and Finagrin, and eating Gin candies to stave off nausea so that I could finish the game. I had to like literally prescription medicate myself to not throw up so I could finish that game because I loved it so much. I like the third one more than the first two.
So, what you call it? It's a tie between the first one and Infinite for me.
Yeah, the first one's great, but Infinite just there's something about the whole atmosphere that kind of engrossed me and interested me. And
to a point, yeah, I agree.
well, I really appreciated dystopian society, which is really funny because I hate for it in real life to be a thing. But in video games and movies and stuff, I do appreciate a dystopian society. And I think that the way that they were with their religion just kind of made me look at how things were in, you know, my own semi mega church that I went to.
No, it wasn't the dystopian. I liked all of that. Well, it was when they were starting messing around with realities. That's when I was like, oh, this is starting to get a bit weird now.
Oh, yeah.
And it took me 3 playthroughs to get the ending, which was kind of sad.
I mean, but if you look at it, how many places are there on YouTube? Like there are just video games, like commenters that their entire thing was breaking down the end of that game. It's like Final Fantasy VIII, where you just look at it and you go, "What the fuck? What does this even mean?"
Yeah, Final Fantasy's ending, 8's ending is a bit of a mind tumble as well, but
I mean, I got it, but yeah, I don't know.
I just like that they never actually show that Squall's still alive. They just
Yeah.
hint. I was like, yes, that's how you do it. Like District 9 did that as well. You know, they didn't say that Alien was the dude, but they.
Yeah.
I like that. That was good. That's where the Dark Knight Rises went wrong. They shouldn't have showed Bruce Wayne at the end. They should have just had Alfred nod.
That guy just like did a flying jump at you. How are you
Yeah.
dodging like that? I don't have that dodge capability yet.
What dodge? What you mean blocking?
Yes.
You can block from the beginning.
I have yet to do that one time. I need to look at my shit.
It's right click. We
strafing.
rematch your controls at the beginning of the
No,
game.
my right click is it makes it just kicks them. Maybe mine kicks and yours doesn't.
But you don't have
My
the block.
block is it's a kick.
No, the kick is the kick.
All right, I'm gonna have to look at it again. But my block is set on the right thing, and yeah, we are playing different characters.
Shouldn't really make that much of a difference.
Yeah.
I mean, block is block. Hey, Farmer Fred, thank you for tuning in.
Hey. Almost. You haven't missed much. We haven't really had a lot to talk about.
I don't know.
We
Thought
watched
we've
The Pit.
Yeah, The Pit. Oh, great show. If you, all of you listening to me, do one thing good for yourselves. Watch the medical drama The Pit. Brilliant. After me and Nikki watched it, I've watched it a second time.
Are
It's
you
great.
serious?
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, okay. It is a really good show. It's insanely accurate for the most part. Um, the only things that I saw that were inaccurate were things that like would only piss me off and people in my job, really. But otherwise, it was very good.
It was the gloving and gowning, wasn't it?
Gowning, gloving, doing full on open belly procedures with no mask on, no hair, covering. So when you're, reaching into the chest cavity, not only do you have nitrile gloves on, which aren't sterile, your hair can fall into the open cavity, that kind of stuff. The kind of stuff that people in my line of business understand and no one else thinks about. But gowning and gloving was a big deal. Gloving, sterile gloves were pissing me off. I think I watched Noah Wiley like contaminate his whole ass palm at least 3 times, which
And she
shame
wasn't
on
shy
him
about saying
every time.
every time. Nah. I mean, I got equally as mad when we tried to watch that rap thing, so I
Yeah.
can't judge.
That genius who did that social experiment. He was so smart. It went right for him. Exactly what he wanted to happen happened.
I didn't make fun of you for the glove thing. All right, I
I
was being
know. I know. I know. I get it though. The frustration is real,
I
especially
mean,
when they're not presenting the facts properly.
they weren't presenting the facts like a tool, really.
Correct.
They were just
Yeah.
saying, oh, this thing happened. We're not going to tell you what happened. We're going to lie and just paint a false narrative for the sake of our TV show.
Yup.
I've talked about the raft, the Akali raft
You
on
have,
this
yeah.
show,
You have, absolutely.
where like this scientist wanted to create a social situation where everyone would turn on each other and prove his thesis correct. They didn't because he acted like a dick, so they bonded over a common enemy, and no one, he was laughed out of the scientific community, and no one published his thesis in the end. That's what really happened. And then on this reality show, they were all like, "Oh, this guy was a genius." It all went, exactly.
He
Ah,
wanted he wanted to see if people would put aside their differences to work together.
I mean, I'll still give it a go once I've calmed down. I mean, I'm always up for trash reality TV, but
Yeah.
God, that annoyed me.
Yeah, I'm just gonna watch the intro and get to the part where they're in the game. Oh, you almost kicked him out of that building. Good job.
I was trying to, but he got stuck. Then I remembered he was wearing grenades, so I'm like, okay, don't hit the grenades. Okay, now we're just going to go around.
I would have exploded myself.
Yeah, it's the first time in ages Epic's given away a game that I was, really looking forward to. The last time it was Alien Isolation.
Yeah, when I heard it, they were giving it away. I like immediate. Usually, I get the prompt from my father. He tells me what games are free, and I usually go, "Oh, cool," and then just ignore it because I either already have it or I'm not very interested. And this time, I like immediately got up and downloaded it so I wouldn't forget. It was instantaneous because I enjoyed the first game as much as it literally made me sick. I appreciated the first game. I think we
Yeah.
played it a little bit together.
Yeah, I mean, I've got it on Steam if you want to play through it when we're done with this one. I'm going to miss the drop kick, though.
Yeah, it is nice.
Thinking about shelling out for the DLC while it's on sale. I don't know. See how I like it.
Hmm.
I mean, I honestly prefer getting games on Steam. I don't like the Epic
Me neither.
thing at all.
I don't like EA either, but it is what it
Origin's just the
is.
bloody worst. Oh, it's not the Origin anymore. It's the EA
Mm-mm.
app. But yeah, it
It
uses a
never remembers you.
no.
It's very intrusive.
Yep.
It wants to run constantly. You can tell it not to run when you first start your computer. Somehow it's going to. Like it just doesn't. The fuck just happened?
I accidentally set off the grenades, and then that second one blew up in my face.
Fun.
Yep. But yeah, I don't like the EA app. The only one that's as good as Steam is Galaxy.
Yeah, I have not been on Galaxy at all, actually.
And since Ubisoft is going under, we don't really care what about there.
Yeah.
It just annoys me. Like, I get that you've got to have competition because if companies have a monopoly, they'll do what they want. But
Right.
it gets to the point where it's oversaturated, like streaming services.
Oh, I know.
Can't,
Trust.
can't we
I
just have Netflix and like one other?
I pay for I pay as much for streaming services as I did back in the day for cable. And I could get cable, but my thing is like why? I don't like I don't like ads. I I'm more than happy to like at times subscribe to something and then unsub when I get finished with whatever show I was wanting to watch, like Apple Tunes. I'll get my Apple TV done after I finish Severance. I will get rid of it until something else pops up that I want to watch on there.
I mean, Prime's just the worst, though. I mean, you got to pay for the subscription and rent or buy movies.
No, you don't. No. Yeah, that's because if it's not just like it would be like if Netflix had a thing on there where all of Netflix's shows and the stuff that has been licensed to Netflix will allow you to watch it for free, but then you have the ability to watch it or rent it from places that aren't licensed to Netflix. So that's what it is. You have movies, plenty of movies and shows, great shows that are on Amazon Prime that are licensed to Amazon Prime. However, since it's Amazon, you have access to places like TBS or Time Warner or a bunch of places like that that have licensed their own streaming platform. You can rent the movie off of them through Amazon. That's why it's a rent thing. But Amazon has a lot of shows and movies that are accessible for free if you pay for Prime.
Huh. That is cool.
Yeah. They've got some amazing, like really, Amazon has some really, really good original shows too. They're really good. I tend to make up how much I pay for them in a year during Christmas, so it really doesn't matter to me, because I don't go out shopping. I have everything shipped and I save enough in shipping and handling to keep me from, but I save as much, so it's a wash.
I
Having
saw a meme once saying that they should group up all the streaming services in a bundle and pay a subscription fee. And somebody else was like, that's just cable again.
Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, that's exactly what Amazon does, though, or even Hulu, where you can add on streaming services. Like I have Paramount through Amazon. You know, I get Acorn TV or BBC, or what is the other one that y'all have? BritBox. I get those just depending on where I'm at in QI or whatever show. I'll go between them and pay the subscription and then unsubscribe.
Neat.
Yeah.
Don't have any streaming services. I'm behind the times.
It's okay.
But can you hear that? That owl's perched on my windowsill and is screaming at a cat.
I cannot.
Oh, it's so loud.
See, like I can watch the whole Highlander series on Prime.
Yay.
I'm going to try to get through it. It's been a really long time since I watched the Highlander series. I'm only going to watch the first movie again because the rest of them suck. But
the first movie was okay.
Yeah, the first movie is the only movie I'm going to watch.
Good. Highlander 2. I don't know what the hell they were thinking with Highlander 2.
I don't know what they were thinking. Endgame was awful too. Like they're not good, you know.
At least Highlander 3 was a return to the original lore.
Agreed.
Highlander 2, they were just they're aliens now? What's going on?
Right. And you there can be only one, and Colin won, and Connor won. Sorry, Connor won and became human. He was no longer immortal. But like then you come in with the TV show and it's like he never won, and killing others, you don't get immortality. You now become the most powerful. What? Like I don't understand what they did. They are rebooting it though, so
good, because continuity errors are literally the worst.
Yeah, they are rebooting it, and it looks like Henry Cavill might be playing McLeod.
Of course.
So, you know, I'm going to be balls deep in that series, even if it's bad. Like, what do you?
I respect his integrity when they did with The Witcher. He was like, yeah, I don't want any part of this no more.
Yeah, so it makes me think that the reboot's got to be somewhat decent because he's a nerd, you know, and he cares very much about nerd things and, you know, having integrity within those nerd things. So I'm hoping that it was a good enough script that he was like, okay, this doesn't make a mockery and, you know, pretends that this other shit didn't happen. Because, yeah, the continuity is bad.
Not just that. And, but yeah, I mean, he was on board with The Witcher when they were following the books, but the minute they were just like, this is Yennefer and Ciri's show, you're just in it, he was like, yeah, no, I'm done.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was thinking the best way to play this game is take it slow. I mean, I'm not as young as I used to be, so I can't do those cool little, you know, wiggle dances and stuff that people do in modern FPS games. So I just take it slowly and surely. I'm going to explore, you know, the area, see what's happening, see what the dealio is. Take my time and really just, you know, get to grips with the basics of the game. Highlander series was good until they killed Connor. I have not seen the Highlander series. That's a question best reserved for Nikki. Just checking out my inventory there. Yeah, I went like this whole game without using the curveball ability that much, which was really dumb because I didn't pay attention to the tutorial. But you know what? That's me. Some people spend their time reading up about reading the tutorial, and others just do and then die a lot because they should have paid attention to the tutorial. That is the name of the game. As you can see, I've unlocked a new ability where my flying kick does damage now. So I'm going to abuse the shit out of it. Still haven't got the block. I thought at this point I'd got the block timing down. It's like parrying on Dark Souls. You know, there's a brief window of time and you've got to nail it.
Well, I don't even know how to block. Highlander series was good till they killed Connor. Wait, are you talking about the series, or are you talking about the movies? Because they killed Connor. They killed Connor in Endgame, I believe so. Flo, is that correct? Because I think that didn't Duncan get his quickening or like avenged him, but it was in one of the movies. I don't think it was actually in the Highlander series. It was in the series. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't watched all of the Highlander series. I've watched a good bit of the Highlander series, and I've watched a good bit of, what was it, Highlander to the Raven with the female Highlander. Was that right?
I don't know. I'm not a Highlander guy.
I love the first movie. I hate the second, and I hate the movies except for the first one. They made me mad. Continuity issues were definitely a problem. I'm very happy this game is free.
Me too.
And most of y'all have me on Facebook, so if you get it and you want to play, let me know. Just have a bunch of us murder hoboing everything, because that's how I go into these games, and I die quite a bit because I just run into rooms all willy-nilly.
That is the name of the game.
I think it's because I'm used to playing in Left 4 Dead with a bunch of people. You know, we put it on hard, and then we just, set off all the car alarms and run as fast as we can through the thing. And I don't know. So I'm used to just like kill everything as fast as you can and then move on to the next. Love the slow-mo.
It's kind of like a roguelike. That's why I like roguelikes. Just kill everything in the room and then move on to the next.
Yeah.
But the zombies respawn in this game, so you can't ever clear them all.
Yeah, it makes me mad that they respawn.
It says all the instruction loading screens, beware of your time in Hella. And this is welcome to Hella and stuff. And it took me far too long to get that.
Is it Hell A?
Yeah, it's Hell A. And I was just like, man, I should have got that from right away.
Yeah, it took me a second too, because I was like, Hella. And then I was like, oh, there's a dash there.
Yeah.
So that means there's a Hell B. And C. Speaking of hell, so there's a conspiracy theory that has to do with the Statue of Liberty. Have you heard about it?
No.
The Statue of Liberty is Lucifer. So there's a statue of Satan. I can't remember where. You probably know it. He's got the wings. He's got the crown in his hand, and he's got an apple at his foot, and his foot has a shackle around it. Do you know what statue I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
All right. So the crown in Satan's hands has seven spikes on it or whatever in the statue of Lucifer or Satan or whatever. And the Statue of Liberty has 7 points on her crown. And then the Statue of Liberty has, a shackle around her foot, correct? So, and
Just
then
my memories of the Statue of Liberty come from the second Ghostbusters film.
got you. Well, she has a chain around her foot, which in the second Ghostbusters film, you actually see her break it when she lifts her foot during the music part. She breaks free of it. So anyway, so she's got a shackle around her foot, just like Lucifer. And where is the Statue of Liberty?
Liberty Island.
Correct, but also near where? New York City, which is called the Big Apple.
Oh God. I've been to the Statue of Liberty. Did you know that?
I did not. I've never been.
We queued for 4 hours to get to the top of it.
Mm-hmm.
My memories are vague. This was in school. This is when I came over on the exchange program.
See, I remember, at least I thought I remembered a time where you couldn't actually go to the top of the Statue of Liberty. I don't know if it was broken down or what. And apparently we've had like a terrorist attack against it like a long, long time ago that I don't remember ever hearing about.
Why would you attack the Statue of Liberty? That's like,
I don't know.
Nice.
I mean, I think that the only thing I could think of for attacking the Statue of Liberty is for what it stands for. Maybe like a morale killer or something, but I think that nowadays, especially in today's climate with global, or with nationalism and stuff like that, I think that if someone tried to do it now, they would get fucked up pretty hard by a bunch of rednecks.
Yeah, but wouldn't rednecks be against the Statue of Liberty? Because it's welcoming immigrants to their country.
Well, it depends. Like, we're perfectly okay welcoming white immigrants into our country. Look what we're doing for South Africa.
Hawaii, yeah.
So, I mean, what color is the immigrant is the question. How much melanin? I mean, but it kind of is.
Yeah,
I'm sure I'm going to have plenty of people be like, there's a whole bunch of reasons, and the white, the slaughter of white South Africans is real. And maybe there's a genocide.
It is. They really getting treated badly, white people do in South Africa, but do you blame the South Africans is the question.
I mean, don't they own like the majority of the property over there? Anyway, so yeah, there's apparently a genocide against white South Africans, so we'll take them in. But if it's a brown person of color, I don't know.
We don't talk politics on the show, SoFlo.
Oh, though I do agree with you. But anyway, yeah, we don't talk politics on the show as we're sitting here talking about the Statue of Liberty being Satan. It's not really politics. It's just a fun little conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
I enjoy a good conspiracy theory. I think sometimes, they're reaching really hard, and I hope they stretched first. But, Alrighty. So anyway, we've talked about science-y stuff before on this show instead of just political crap. There's a bunch of really cool science-y things going on right now. I didn't really have anything specific I was going to talk to anybody about, but you know, we're finding new colors and stuff like that. We've got a giant solar flare that's supposed to be hitting sometime this week, I think, but who knows if that's going to actually affect anything. It generally doesn't.
Well, you know, isn't the theory that it's just going to create a giant EMP that will destroy all electrical items?
Right. And I mean, like, you saw the electricity that went out in, like, where the crap was it? France, Italy. Is that right? Yeah. They just had that massive, like, full day, nothing worked, cash only kind of places.
My dad's convinced that was a Russian cyber attack.
It could have been. It's very possible it could have been a cyber attack, but it also could have been a flare. And what's to say, as much as I don't trust the government for what it's worth, what's to say that both can't be true?
That's
or one's not, you know, one's not covering for the other. Like, okay, everybody, we're going to say that there's a bunch of solar flares. That way, you know, we know that these problems are coming up. That way, when it does, no one panics. Because I think that a lot of the time, most of our psyops in the U.S. is just trying to keep people from freaking the fuck out instead of, you know, telling us what's going on. They'd rather lie than deal with whatever, or just reveal it to us slowly, like with UFOs.
Or dump, you know, mind-expanding drugs into your water supplies.
That's true. They've done that to us. Given us smallpox. There was one that I found out. It was another CIA thing that they had done. Oh, I think it was like against New York or something like that. They just wanted to know what would happen with a biological weapon. So they put it in the ocean outside of either New York or California. This is a long time ago. And they put it in the water, and they didn't think that anybody would get sick, but like 12 people showed up, like super freaking sick. I think a couple people died, but you know, the government was like, oh, you can't prove that it was us. Even though it wasn't classified, you know, it's not classified anymore. They still won't take any kind of responsibility for those sick people because, you know, no one can prove that it came from what they did. But yeah, I mean, they test stuff out. They test stuff out on us all the time, and then they tell us about it 50 years later, and we go, "Oh, that's so horrible. I'm so glad that I live in a more civilized society." And then, you know, another 50 years goes by, and you're like, "Holy shit, smallpox blankets! What is even that? Oh, we gave a bunch of people syphilis, and then didn't tell them that we had a way of getting rid of it, and just watch the community go to hell for fun and science."
Science.
It just doesn't make any sense.
I mean, syphilis is just like getting dementia, though.
You can right, but the thing is when you make people sick, and then you keep people sick, and you say that you're treating them, but you're not, and you know you're not, and you're just letting it go to see what happens. I mean, why? Did we not already learn most of the right? But like we already learned so much of it with, you know, Nazi doctors and the doctors from Japan who were in like what unit 7 whatever. Unit 71, 78, 81, whatever. Whatever the unit was, 746, I don't know.
By all means, keep saying random numbers.
I'm going to say random numbers. Anyway, that place, I mean, they were doing
horrible, unspeakable things.
Yeah. And we just keep going, well, we're more civilized, but are we? Are we, though?
No.
Not at all. We're just better at hiding it.
Yeah, we're just like, we're the good guys, so we obviously what we're doing is right and just, and what they're doing is wrong and evil.
Right. Or, it's not wrong and evil if no one knows that we're doing it.
But they will
It's
in
not
50
illegal.
years,
That's
assuming
maybe.
you've still got all these rights and stuff then.
Right. Maybe. Because some things are never declassified. When they are, a lot of times it's heavily redacted.
The only thing that would genuinely surprise me about declassified documents is if they really had an alien spaceship in Area 51. That's the only thing that I'd be really surprised about.
I don't know. I think that if they did, it's been long gone. There are far more inconspicuous places in Area 51 to do that kind of research. And
yeah, you do it in a base that anyone could walk into.
Possibly, or a base that no one knows exists, like inside of a mountain, or several other things that we actually legitimately have. In a bunker somewhere.
Volcano layer.
Well, no, I mean, I'm just saying we do have bases inside of mountains.
Yeah, Bill Gates lives in one, doesn't he?
I'm not sure about that. But I mean, like, some of them are very hard to tell where to go. Okay. Florida is the second state to ban fluoride water. Fluoride is it's one of those things, right? Like, no other country uses it. It does help our teeth, but it is technically toxic waste. I'm just saying. I mean, it is. It's the toxic waste that we can't. It happens to be good for our teeth. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know if it causes autism. I think that if something is causing autism in our children, it's probably 100% environmental before that baby's even born, like microplastics that are inside of your blood and your genetics now.
You want me to play a pirate game next week, Fred? I believe I can do that for you.
A piratey game? You gonna play some Valheim? It's not really pirates.
That's not a pirate game at all.
I know, I'm trying to think.
Oh, come on, babe.
A pirate game.
Oh, babe.
I know, we have a pirate game that we've played before, and I can't remember the name of it now.
Babe, I was obsessed with it for like a year. Come
on.
know,
it's bothering me, okay?
Come on. You're losing love points right now with every single second.
I can't remember the name of it.
Okay, Sea of Thieves.
Thank you. I was picturing us all on the boat with our little instruments.
Yeah.
And Jackson Crispy. Yeah.
Oh, those were the days. Yahar.
Yeah, you can play some Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, I think I'll play some Sea of Thieves next week, so Frank will be happy. Fred Smith will be happy.
We'll have to you'll have to record a couple of these with us. We'll just watch each other fly across the screen.
Oh yeah, yeah. Valheim's a pirate game. Sometimes, Nicky.
I know, I didn't mean Valheim. It was the first thing that came out. I was like, boats.
I mean, that's not the only pirate game I own, to be fair. So,
yeah.
Sploosh. Anywho, I think that'll wrap us up for this week.
Yee.
We will return next week, despite the hopes of many. Good night from me, and good night from her. Good night, everyone.
Good night.